Pixar is moving onward, and critics are pretty much on board. Reviews are coming in for Pixar's latest offering, and general consensus is that while it may not be quite on par with some of the studio's classics, it still packs plenty of laughs, charm, and eye-popping animation. Onward tells the story of two elven brothers who inhabit a once magical world that seems to have lost all of its luster. Together, they embark upon an epic quest to discover if there is any magic left in the world. Magic might help them resurrect their departed dad long enough for them to give him a proper goodbye. The flick is directed by Dan Scanlon from a screenplay he co-wrote with Jason Headley and Keith Bunin. Marvel Cinematic Universe alumni Tom Holland stars as Ian Lightfoot, while Chris Pratt lends his voice to Barley Lightfoot. Among the supporting cast are Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Octavia Spencer, Mel Rodriguez, Ali Wong, and Tracy Ullman, whose Fox variety show introduced the world to The Simpsons in 1987. Even the flicks that don't live up to the greatest entries in Pixar's catalog are still going to be a cut above your average animated fare, and the majority of critics felt that Onward was a perfectly fine animated comedy with the requisite amount of heartstring tugging. Also, obviously, it looks spectacular. Nobody ever accused Pixar of cutting corners when it comes to animation. Christy Puchko of IGN wrote, "Scanlon has crafted an adventure that gleefully flies high with its fantasy elements, yet never loses touch with its grounded family tale. Plus, it has a sensational pace that keeps the adventure rollicking and keeps the audience on the edge of their seats. A terrifically entertaining tale with humor, heart, and allusions that are sure to delight fantasy fans." Many reviewers were a bit more reserved in their praise, alluding to Onward's failure to hit the storied heights of Pixar's greatest while still acknowledging its strengths. CBR's CYNTHIA VINNEY said, "Onward simply doesn't have the same emotional, dramatic, or comedic power as the best of Pixar. It's a minor entry in the Pixar canon, a perfectly pleasant way to pass the time." Overall, though, Onward received kudos for the performances of Holland, Pratt, and Spencer in particular, and for hitting those familiar, emotional notes we crave from Pixar. Den of Geeks' David Crow remarked, "Whatever its shortcomings, Onward is still an amusingly clever piece of family entertainment with a tangible heart at the center of its book of spells. This might be Pixar on an off day, but even then it feels like spending quality time with a dear loved one." A fairly strong contingent of reviewers were quite a bit less forgiving.
I see you've brought sustenance for our adventure!
No, it's garbage for the trash can!
They tended to peg Onward as half-baked, too long, and, well, extremely weird in an off-putting way. MICK of the San Francisco Chronicle wrote, "Onward looks great and has a couple of strong scenes that are gripping and even ingenious. But as a whole, the movie is misbegotten, overlong, and altogether unconvincing as a story of familial love. Long before its 114-minute running time has elapsed, it has overstayed its welcome." Mike Ryan of Uproxx was even less kind. "This is a movie about two kids resurrecting their dead dad's crotch, and it's just the weirdest thing. At one point in this movie, I literally tried to get emotional. If I'm watching nothing, I can make myself get there. Watching Onwards, I couldn't do it. Every time I felt even a hint of emotion, here comes the walking crotch." Other reviewers slapped Onward with labels such as undercooked, flattened and diluted, and disappointingly pedestrian. The consensus of Onward's negative notices was summed up nicely by Josh Spiegel of Slash Film. "Onward is okay. The problem with Onward is that Pixar's original films are incredible. Okay is simply just not good enough." The majority of critics, though, found Onward to be a satisfactory, if unspectacular, addition to Pixar's catalog. You can see for yourself whether the flick hits your own personal mark when it drives into theaters on March 6th. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.